So it's not just cars here at Festival Italia. We've got quite an extensive collection of motorcycles as well. I'm going to be brutally honest, I do have a bike licence, I do like bikes. I know a few of the old Japanese bikes, but my knowledge is somewhat limited. So we'll just give you a quick look at just some of the bikes that are on show here today. Really, really nice. We'll have to have a look at this Motor Guzzi here, look at that. 750S. Of course, bikes like this Ducati were pin-up poster bikes of my teenage era. So it's this, a 96, 97 Senna. I don't know whether that was a actual edition or some sort of special. Obviously it goes without saying down this part of the track it's actually getting quite crowded now. By Motor. It's also about 96, 97. So even if bikes are more your thing than cars, plenty here to see as well at Festival Italia. So we're going to have a wander further down this site now here at Brands Hatch, past more bikes, because and past the food, because we've already spent a fortune there already today and the queues are massive. So we'll start off with this Lancia. So I'm going to try and keep this as brief as we can, because with this many vehicles we could easily run it into several hours. Beautiful. Of course there are plenty of modern cars as well, like this Ferrari. Or if you're more of my generation, things like this 328 GTS may well captivate your imagination a little bit more. Obviously the 328 being an evolution of the 308. And we can see, especially in that front valance, the styling coming to look a lot more like the 348 that we saw a bit earlier. Now here's something I've seen plenty of pictures, but I'm not sure I've actually seen one of these on the road either. Oh, another Auto Bianchi. We saw one of those a little bit earlier on. This one looks to be race prepared. Ours does this 850. 850TC. And in Gulf colours as well. I do like cars in Gulf colours. Oh, look at this. You just don't see this kind of thing at other events. Also a race prepared X19. Which reminds me of there was a fella not far from where I lived, about, I'm probably going back about 30 years now, I had a black one with a, I think it was a Delara with a wide body kit on. This car I think I actually saw last year and had long chat with the owner from memory. Seemed to think it had been in the family for quite some time. This little abarth obviously getting quite a lot of attention as well. But again, I could spend hours just looking at some of these little race prepared cars. Of course, the sound that they make is, well, let's just say it's getting quite loud around here. I wonder how long I can listen before I pass out with the fumes from all the petrol. These are utterly glorious. So stood a few feet away, you can actually feel the air pressure coming out of the back of these. These cars are insane, but insane in a good way.
Are they taking all these out now, do you think? On the track?
Sound like they're warming them all up, don't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, these could be taking to the track soon, I wonder. They seem to have a lot of cars getting warmed up. Although if they are all going on track, you would have thought they'd have been down in the paddock where we've just been. So we've got Lancia, we've got a Fulvia. I really do like the Fulvias. I was looking last year actually at, I think this black one behind, which is the Zagato. But I do actually quite like these as well. The normal Fulvias. This car caught my eye earlier. I've actually never seen one of these before. From the front they do look very sort of Delta-esque, but obviously quite different around the back. So yeah, this Fulvia Zagato is very much like the one on Harry's garage that you may have seen. That car, which is obviously in for restoration work at the moment. But yeah, I was actually parked next to this vehicle last year at the event.
What can I tell you about the car? What would you like to know about the car?
Well, first of all, we're with Alan, who I was fortunate enough to be parked next to last year. Our stands were close together, and this car caught my eye because it's not only is it a Fulvia, but it's a Fulvia Zagato.
Yes, it's a bit special in that respect.
Yeah. So obviously these are a coach-built model, aren't they? The Zagato.
Yes. What I think happened, or what I believe happened, is that Lancia sent the rolling chassis down to the Zagato works in Milan, where they put the Zagato bodies on the car, and then they somehow got them back to Turin to paint them. It seems a bit bizarre to me, at least that's the story I've heard.
Oh right, I see. Interesting. Interesting.
Must have cost a fortune to do that.
I would imagine so,
You know,
yeah.
But back in the day, there seems to be no object.
And how long have you had the car, Alan?
I've owned this car since 2008.
Yeah.
But I've owned Lancias from my early 20s, so going on a few years now. I've always had Lancias, I've had a couple of Beta Coupes, I've had Delta, but of all of them, this is undoubtedly the best.
Yeah, I remember you telling me last year when the car came up and you sort of had to have it.
Oh, absolutely. My lovely wife, came down to see the car with me, and we took the car out for a drive. And I asked her, well, what do you think, darling? Do you think I ought to blow all my Christmas bonus this year on buying this lovely car? You're not going to get a Christmas present. And much to my great surprise and pleasure, she said, yes, I think we should buy it.
Yeah, and obviously, like you say, these cars are a bit special, but the Fulvia were already quite special. I mean, we've got a really unique V4. Really tight V4, haven't we, under the bonnet on these as well?
It's a very unusual piece of engineering. It's a 12.5 degree V4 engine, but really very tiny.
Yeah.
I mean, I refer to, heard that expression about having a wolf in sheep's clothing?
Yeah.
Well, this is a sheep in wolf's clothing.
Yeah. But it makes an interesting noise, so...
It does make an interesting noise, and they go very well.
Yeah. I imagine they don't weigh a great deal.
I have no idea. I wouldn't try and lift it myself. It's a bit heavy.
Yeah, that's excellent. Well, it's been nice catching up with you again, and
yeah, it's been a real pleasure.
Maybe see you again next year.
Absolutely, but do come and see us next year if we're here,
Brilliant.
And hope to see you at another event.
Yeah, excellent.
Maybe later on in the year or
Who knows?
next.
That's great. Well, thank you very much for your time. Cheers.
Pleasure.
So we've got Lancia stand here. We've got a couple of Delta Integrale Evolutions. Obviously incredibly popular cars now, especially at events like this. All left-hand drive because that's the way that they built them. Also some more modern cars like this Gypsum, is it pronounced? I don't know, but interesting design. We actually got them as a Chrysler in the UK, I believe, as we sadly no longer have Lancia here. But yeah, really quite special to see these. We've got another Fulvia Zagato. Lancia Beta 2000. Look at that, we've got a convertible roof, like a Targa convertible. Another Delta. These be an Evo 1, I think the other might be an Evolution 2, is it? Obviously we've got the wider arches. Oh, and a Monte Carlo. These really are quite special, quite a sight to see. And next to this we've actually got a Stratos. I'm going to guess on this stand that it's probably a real one, but even if it's not a real one, even if it's a replica, it's still quite special. Now that window, I believe they are meant to be like that. It's not actually broken. That is how the window opens on a Stratos. That is remarkable. We've got a big fire extinguisher in there. And just got those instruments and that radio fully race prepared. It really is a sight to behold in there. Not a lot of room. Quite an interesting car with a V6 engine. Very wide, very short. Oh, that's brilliant, thank you.
Yes, that's right. They're replicas of the real car.
Oh, they are replicas, are they? Okay.
I did wonder about that because even replicas are scarce, aren't they? But,
They are.
And these windows are supposed to open like that, aren't they? I believe.
Yeah, these are original. It's original glass off an original.
Excellent.
There's so much original stuff on this one.
Yeah.
Are they used for historic rallying, or are they?
Not these two. No.
Who built them?
Well, I built this one.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, I've had this since '87.
I had
Got another Beta. So the Stratos is a replica, but even so, quite remarkable. Obviously, the owner's otherwise engaged at the moment, so we'll leave him in peace. But would have been nice to have had a bit more of a chat to learn a bit more about that, but oh, we've got another one back there as well. Now, going a little less rally and a little more upmarket, Maserati. We've got these GTs. I actually did like the 3500 myself with the boomerang lights. Obviously some of these are the 4200s with the bigger squarer tail lamps. These are the 3200 look. So maybe a little less engine, but styling wise, yeah, I actually prefer these boomerang style tail lamps. And a marvellous V8 engine that Mr. Clarkson once described as sounding like it's fueled by caramel. Gran Turismos. I really like the look of these as well. I mean, they are a big car, but really competent GT car. So as you may well be aware, I'm starting to fall out of love somewhat with some of the more modern cars, but these are quite a class act. Wow, look at that one with that blue and beige, or blue and grey, is it? Looks a bit beige, the interior. Wow. And another 3500 GT with a beige leather interior in this sort of greeny grey colour. And Fiat 127. A lot of people often speak of these with such nostalgia now. Then of course the Strada. Now one of my viewers and friends, Faye, actually had a use of a Strada in the family many years ago, and would probably never forgive me if I didn't try and get some footage of this car. Sadly, with the glass up, there is a bit of a reflection, but we've got the instrument cluster in there with a really bright orange font, and then in the centre we've got some gauges which look to be slightly angled to the driver, and they're auxiliary gauges which are also a really sort of bright 80s looking orange font. We've got these lovely period alloy wheels, a sunroof, and that sort of rubber spoiler that was featured on many cars of that era. So this one's a Strada 105TC. And again, possibly a car. I was talking to the owner of something like this last year, so again it could have been this car. So we've got a few Alfa Romeos here, and next in between we've got this lovely little Cinquecento. Actually looks in remarkable condition. Obviously these cars used to be everywhere, but they are sort of getting on a bit now. So that one's N registration, so 95, 96. So it's lovely Alfa Romeo Mito. I do quite like the look of those. So quite nice styling. A Bravo. And some more Alfa Romeos. We've got a GT here as well, which I've got a friend who's got a black line one of these. So quite a popular car. We'll be seeing a lot more Alfa Romeos later because we've still got one of the Alfa stands to visit. I do like the look of this one though. And that interior is beautiful. I don't know if that's vinyl or leather. It does look like it could be leather. Nice sort of biscuit colour. and some wood trim in there as well, and a really deep dished wooden steering, 3-spoke steering wheel. That is beautiful. Now we're going to walk across the other side of here because we've got some Lamborghinis. In fact, no, before we even look at that, we've got a De Tomaso Pantera. Some people do actually confuse these for Lamborghinis, especially with a big wing on the back like this and these huge wheels. These are a huge engine, but I think they may have actually been an American V8. I could be wrong there, viewers, so if you know different, let me know in the comments. Again, you can't see a lot through with this reflection, but you've got this centre console with 4 auxiliary gauges running vertically down the middle and a radio head unit which is mounted on its side next to it. It's quite a curious way of doing things. And those seats are virtually on the floor, and a gated gear shift, and lots of leather by the look of it. Those seats do look quite modern. I'm not sure if they're period seats or not. Either way, they really do suit the car. It's quite busy around here, so we're not going to be able to see much of the front, I don't think. So we'll move on to this Diablo. So one of the later ones, I believe, looking at this.
Yeah, I'm down here. We're just at the back of the stands at the moment.
The size of those intakes on the back, on the top of there. This one's got the wing on the back as well, obviously. And these are, well, maybe not so much maybe by today's standards, I don't know, but they are quite a large car. So you've got a huge V12 back there, and this is obviously the VT with that slide back roof panel on as well. But stuff like this you just really don't see. You see modern Ferraris, Lamborghinis, McLarens, but you didn't see these when they were new, and you certainly don't see them now. Another Lamborghini from the 80s era, we've got a Jalpa. Spelled like Jalpa, but I'm assured it is Jalpa. So another Bertone design. Yeah, with those arches, they do look very much like the Countach of that era. And we've got some modern Lamborghinis and another Diablo. Now, battery's actually starting to run low, so I'm going to have to break off shortly, but we've got another Diablo VT. Actually, it's really good in this dark blue. It's taking sort of one of the most outlandish cars and actually makes it slightly more understated. But something that's not understated is that white interior. It's incredible.